If you're wondering how I stopped drowning myself and my feelings in alcohol, the short answer is I got a journal. There's a long answer, don't worry. I typically am not a journaler. I'm not someone who writes in a planner. I'm not any of that. This time though, I wanted things to be different. I knew something had to change for things to go differently this time. I had, of course, told myself in my head so many times, how about like on Sunday nights you feel like crap and you're like, okay, tomorrow this is it. I'm gonna pack my lunch. I'm gonna drink a lot of water. I am gonna be so good to myself tomorrow. No drinking, like the whole thing. And then you get to Wednesday. Like, I've been pretty good this week, and today really sucked at work, so I'm just gonna have a couple drinks. Or if you're, really on your game, you make it to Friday, and then, we have plans, or, it's the weekend, I've been really good. So then you roll into the weekend drinking. Then on Sunday, you don't feel quite as bad as you did last week. You're not quite as motivated. So it just kind of goes on. So then we're just kind of stuck in this loop of, So I got this journal and I wrote down how I felt in that moment. I wrote down every reason that I wanted to quit. You're going to find that there's a lot of them. Write down what's most important to you. Is it your relationships? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Whatever it may be. But write down what's important to you. While you're doing that though, also acknowledge your why nots. Like what's tripped you up in the past. If you already have that in your mind and you have a plan for when it hits you again, it's going to be less likely to trip you up this time. It's not going to seem like this insurmountable, like you ran into a wall. It's like, okay, I knew this was coming, so here's what I'm going to do. And of course, you have to acknowledge why you're drinking. What are you saying is causing this? And be real honest with yourself. I've said a few times for me it was kind of a stressful life situation, and like, yeah, let's have a couple drinks and just chill out and I don't have to think about it. That turned into 20 years for various reasons, but it just kind of rolled on. So get real honest with yourself about why you're drinking. It started out for me as that one situation that triggered it. But obviously there were underlying reasons that I didn't stop, because it was really, helping me numb a lot of other emotions. But, so you have this journal, you're going to write why not, why you're drinking. Then I want you to give yourself a plan and build some self-love into this plan. Even if you don't think that you deserve it right now, I promise you that you do. And just go ahead and do it. I give you permission. If you don't feel like you deserve it right now, I'm telling you, please do. You can't just say, I'm going to quit drinking because I'm the problem and my drinking is the problem, and then you get nothing for yourself in return. You're just going to torture yourself. If for me, it was I gave up drinking, and in place of that, I gave myself hikes. I went out in the woods, did a lot of walking by myself. I gave myself better food, drinking a lot of water. I read a lot of books, so I was feeding my brain too, and my soul nourishing things, and I gave myself a lot of rest. So don't just think you can just snatch your coping mechanism away and you don't get anything in return. because that sounds like torture. And that helps you too. It kind of so then what you're doing feels good. So it kind of like is self-propelling. Like then you don't want to quit. Say you start going to the gym or whatever it is you're doing, that feels really good and these results are really good. So yeah, let's just keep going this way. Instead of I'm gonna sit around and drink soda and eat McDonald's. So then you're just still feeling like crap, but in a different way. So that's very helpful too, to build in some things that are good for your body and your soul. Give yourself free time. Also, when you're sitting, you're going to be sitting with your thoughts then. I want you to observe them. Write them in your journal. Observe them. Do not judge them. These thoughts that come to the surface once you're not numbing them are clues to what you're trying to numb. And the digging in and figuring it out is going to come. But for now, just observe. Don't judge them. I think one of the first meditations I listened to, the woman said, look at your behaviors and thoughts with curiosity, like a genuine desire to know why. And when you do that, and you can do that without judgment, then you can begin to kind of sort them out and say, okay, here's why I'm doing this, and here's how I can remedy it. I mean, we're never going to get out of this rut until we figure out why we put ourselves in it, or else we're just going to fall back in. So that's what I did. It's been interesting, and it's not easy. I will tell you that. But staying drunk for the rest of my life, or even worse, was not going to be an easy path either. So that's where I started. If you have any questions, let me know. I am here for you. I'm sending you love. Please don't judge yourself. Please picture yourself with a brighter future. Find happy. Move towards it. Let's go. I'm here if you need me. Sending you a lot of love.